Okay, so I ran across an article in Information Week by Paul McDougall that I wanted to share with you. And it's titled "The 10 Urgent Tasks for Microsoft in 2009." And Microsoft's got some real challenges. A lot of us depend on Microsoft. We wouldn't make a living without it. For some of us, we certainly might not be able to run the businesses as well or at all without Microsoft products. So they're the 800-pound gorilla in the room. We can't ignore what they're doing well, and what they need to improve on. And so Paul McDougall at Information Week had an article about 10 things that Microsoft should urgently do in 2009. Now look, I'm not going to agree with everything this guy's got to say, but he does make some good points. Now the first one is, hey, let's get Windows 7 released as soon as possible. Totally agree. I've downloaded the beta. So far it's very stable, works very, very well. It's a little bit quicker than Vista, which is a godsend. Still has the same sluggish sharing files over network shares, transferring files. Still awful slow. It's got to be some kind of problem deep in the Vista networking stack, because Windows 7, I really think of it in this term. Other than it's a little bit glassier looking in the arrow interface, we've got a snazzy new taskbar that combines the quick launcher and the way that you work with the taskbar. It's a lot different. But other than that, it's a little speedier. It's a little bit less resource intensive. Doesn't come with, like Movie Maker and Outlook Express and all that sort of stuff. So it's a little bit more slimmed down. It does work a little bit better. It's also better at power management and battery drainage on your laptop, so that's a good thing. It is what Vista should have been. They had more time to really go through the problems and get it more fully baked. So I think for those holding out in the XP world and looking to move into the next operating system, look, skip Vista, wait till Windows 7 is going to be released, which I think will be probably go. It's already beta 1. There's not going to be a second beta. It's going to actually, the next release is RC1, release candidate 1, and then Microsoft will probably set it as Gold Master. I would say as early as the end of the summer, with general availability probably right before the Christmas holidays. So the OEM guys, that sort of thing, will get copies. You'll probably be able to get those pre-installed by fall on a brand new machine. I know as a fact that some of the OEMs and the Dells and all those guys starting this summer will actually give you a coupon to a free upgrade to Windows 7 if you purchase a computer from this summer. So there you have it. Totally agree at that point. Number 2, introduce a netbook, and basically he feels that Microsoft makes some pretty good hardware, the Xbox, their mice, that sort of thing, that they should partner up. And private label a netbook. If you don't know what a netbook is, it's a very small, lightweight device. It's doesn't have all the hardware functionality of a laptop, but they're great for surfing the web, checking email, that sort of thing. They're very small, lightweight, very efficient on batteries. You can get them, and they ignore right now. Most of my see ship with Windows Home, something like that, and they're around $350 to $500 in that range. Great for students. Somebody doesn't want to lug around a heavy laptop. Really good. You're not going to play Call of Duty or Crysis on one of the things, but for web browsing and all that, that's great. Look, I don't think Microsoft should get in that business. Hardware is not their thing as a business model. I think they need to stick with what they do well, and that's making great software and moving some of this stuff, especially their business class stuff, into the clouds, make it more affordable for smaller businesses to be able to use these tools. Number 4. Did we cover number 3? Yeah, yes we did. Acquire services cover. Number 4, abandon search. He says the most aggravating on-screen message for gamers is game over. It means you've lost Space Invaders. The cannon's been destroyed, or the sole surviving Pac-Man has just been gobbled. Basically, that Microsoft has spent a lot of money on its gaining share in the search business, done really badly at it, and they've lost it. Matter of fact, Microsoft's online services group lost almost $770 million in that this quarter. I totally agree. Microsoft's, I'm going to say totally give up on it, but they certainly need to fall back and really think it through and come up with something new. But for the time being, yeah, they're not there. Why throw good money out after bad? Number 5, ditch the Zune. Speaking of lost causes, Microsoft needs to discontinue Zune. Now, that's in this person's opinion. I've talked to some people that actually own a Zune and they love it. They think it's a great device, but I've never actually seen somebody with a Zune. I have seen plenty of iPods. The Zune kind of sits there off to itself. I think it's great that iPod's got a competitor. You've got a choice in that market. Yeah, I know there's other cheap, little expensive MP3 players. Old FrugalTech here. I use my Nokia E71 smartphone as an MP3 player. But there you have it. I'm going to say I'm kind of split on that. I don't know. If they got rid of the Zune, it'd be no big loss to me, but it might be some others. Number 6, stop the revolving door. That is a big one. Bill Gates went basically in semi-retirement. Joanne Bradford, who was their chief media officer, is gone. Rob Short, Windows Technology Group. Jeff Rakes from the business division. All these people are leaving Microsoft. Look, that's not a good thing to do. They need to keep as many of their good people as they can, and as they make this transition to software as a service. I absolutely agree they need to do that. Speaking of software as a service, number 7, embrace the cloud. Well, this is a radical shift for Microsoft. They have made their whole living off selling shrink-wrap software, whether it's operating systems, servers, operating systems, in applications business. All these businesses have been shrink-wrap software. And really, they're trying to turn it on a dime, and I think they're working on it. Look, they're starting off with the Microsoft Online, the hosted versions of Exchange, SharePoint, their messaging their business class messaging product, all that sort of thing. So I think that they are honestly making that attempt, but it's going to take them a while to get that done. There's still a lot of money to be left, and there's still a good case to be made for on-premise solutions versus hosted. I don't think everything can live in the clouds, especially right now. And I don't want all of my business data hosted somewhere in the cloud. So I'm going to tend to say that yes, they are, but they're going to take a slower pace. Microsoft takes the long view, and what will work, they will do. So I don't think they should get in a terrible hurry to get everything into the cloud. But I think that they're making gains on that. Number 8 says, get a new ad agency. Well, what's the deal with that $300 million ad campaign? I totally agree. Microsoft got sucker punched. They spent a lot of money delivering advertising. It didn't make any sense. The old Seinfeld, Bill Gates commercials was one of those things. Looking at what the hell was that? It's not that I think Apple is all cool and everything, and Microsoft's ads are stodgy and everything. They simply did not retaliate and respond to a lot of the facts that Microsoft or Apple made some very serious implication. That this is broke, this doesn't work, you can't do cool stuff on PC. You certainly can. And quite frankly, I heard a very good analogy here a while back. Somebody said, well, Mac users tend to compare their computers to like a BMW or a Lexus. Okay, well, said, sure enough, Microsoft, their response was, okay, I'll accept that, but you know what? We build Toyotas, and Toyotas have the Lexus and so forth. So if the Macs are BMWs, we make the Lexus, and we make Toyotas. There's something for everybody with Microsoft versus the kind of the one shoe fits all with Apple, so that's a good point. Number 9, save Windows XP. Lordy hallelujah, I can't complain about that. I think that XP should be available for a long time to come, especially on low-end machines like netbooks and that sort of thing. You're going to give the customer a better user experience because XP is just going to be faster, and it should be. It's an older operating system, and newer operating systems expect more technology, faster resources, and that all sort of thing. So hey, as long as the customer can do what the product was intended to do, why not keep some version of XP around? So those are the reasons what it feels that Microsoft should be working on in 2009.